What's up, car lovers? Welcome to Auto Rag, and today I'm about to blow your mind with something that might completely change how you think about compact SUVs. You know how everyone just automatically assumes you need a Toyota RAV4 or Honda CR-V if you want a reliable SUV? Well, what if I told you there's a dark horse that's about to make those safe choices look pretty damn boring? Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. It literally takes 2 seconds and helps me keep bringing you the real talk about cars that nobody else wants to give you. Trust me, after what I'm about to show you about this 2026 Mazda CX-5, you're going to want to stick around for everything we drop next. Now, let me paint you a picture. Last year, Toyota sold over 430,000 RAV4s. Honda moved 361,000 CR-Vs. Those are monster numbers, right? Meanwhile, Mazda's sitting over there with their CX-5 selling about 153,000 units. On paper, that looks like David versus two Goliaths. But here's what those numbers don't tell you. Sometimes the underdog is the one that's actually doing something special. See, Toyota and Honda have gotten comfortable. They know people will buy their SUVs just because of the badge. But Mazda has to earn every single sale by actually making their cars better. And with this 2026 CX-5 redesign, they're not just playing catch-up anymore, they're throwing down the gauntlet. Let's talk about what Mazda did here, because it's genius. While Toyota went all in on hybrid only for the 2026 RAV4, and Honda's pushing their hybrid CR-V hard, Mazda took a completely different approach. They said, you know what? Let's take our proven 2.5-litre 4-cylinder engine, the one that's been bulletproof for over a decade, and build the absolute best SUV around it. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't sound revolutionary. But stick with me, because what Mazda did with this redesign is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about compact SUVs. First off, they literally stretched this thing. We're talking 4.5 inches longer overall, with the wheelbase stretched right along with it. That might not sound like much, but when you see this new CX-5 next to a RAV4 or CR-V, it looks like it hit the gym and came back ready to kick sand in their faces. It's got presence now. It looks substantial, planted, like it means business. But Mazda didn't stop there. They completely reimagined what the front end should look like. Those new LED headlights are slim and aggressive. The grille and lower fascia got wider and more sculpted, and here's a detail I absolutely love. They wrapped everything in glossy black trim, the wheel arches, the lower cladding, even the grille surround. It gives this SUV this perfect balance of rugged capability and premium polish that honestly makes the RAV4 look like it's wearing a beige sweater to a black tie event. And the back end? Oh man, Mazda made a move here that's pure confidence. They ditched the little circular logo and just spelled out Mazda across the entire tailgate. It's bold. It's European looking, and it says, yeah, we're proud of who we are. Those new taillights are slimmer and darker too, giving the whole rear end this sinister, sophisticated look that the competition just can't match. This is the kind of design language that doesn't just look good today, it's going to age like fine wine. Toyota and Honda play it safe because they have to. When you're selling 400,000 units a year, you can't afford to be polarizing. But Mazda gets to swing for the fences, and brother, they connected. Now let's slide inside, because this is where Mazda really shows they're not messing around anymore. The first thing that's going to blow your mind is this massive 15.6-inch touchscreen. That's the biggest screen Mazda has ever put in any car, and it's running Google built in. We're talking native Google Maps, Google Assistant, even access to the Play Store. All baked right into the system. No weird dealer add-ons, no monthly subscriptions, just everything you actually want to use. And if you go with a base trim, you still get a 12.9-inch screen, which is bigger than what you'll find in most RAV4 and CR-V trims. Mazda finally ditched that old rotary controller system that nobody liked anyway. Everything's touch-based now, positioned exactly where your hand naturally wants to reach. The steering wheel got a complete redesign too. Flatter airbag cover, cleaner button layout, and it just looks expensive. You get a fully digital instrument cluster standard across all trims. Honda makes you step up to higher trims for that kind of tech. And Toyota? Well, Toyota's still figuring out how to make their infotainment systems not feel like they were designed in 2015. But here's what really got me excited about the interior. the materials, and build quality. This cabin feels legitimately luxurious. We're talking clean lines, sophisticated dual-tone color schemes, and materials that feel like they belong in a car costing twice as much. Mazda's basically saying, why would you pay Lexus money when you can get this feeling right here? And remember that 4.5-inch stretch I mentioned? Most of that went straight into the cabin. The second row now has genuinely class-leading knee and legroom. If you've ever been stuck in the back seat of the current CX-5, you know what a game changer this is. Your passengers are actually going to thank you for buying this thing. Now let's talk about what happens when you fire this thing up and hit the road, because this is where Mazda's DNA really shines through. I've driven dozens of RAV4s and CR-Vs over the years, and here's the honest truth. They feel like appliances. Competent appliances, sure, but appliances nonetheless. They'll get you from point A to point B without drama, but they won't make you smile while doing it. The CX-5 is different. Even with that same 2.5-litre naturally aspirated four-cylinder putting out 187 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque, this SUV has soul. Yeah, that engine's been around for about 15 years now, and Mazda admits that 90% of CX-5 buyers stick with it because it's proven reliable. You get a 6-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive, which already gives you an edge over some CR-V trims that make AWD optional. Now, I'll be straight with you. Down low in the rev range, this engine could use more torque. When I tested the same powertrain in a 2025 Carbon Edition, highway merging required a bit more planning than I'd prefer. But once you're rolling, the magic happens. The steering weight, the suspension tuning, the overall balance, it's classic Mazda. Tight, connected, communicative. Not floaty like a Highlander, not numb like a Pilot. The RAV4 Hybrid and CR-V Hybrid are going to destroy this thing on fuel economy. There's no getting around that. But if you actually care about how your crossover feels when you take it down a winding back road, the CX-5 is still the one that'll put a genuine grin on your face. And honestly, how often do you hear that about a compact SUV these days? But let's address the elephant in the room. Hybrids. Toyota and Honda are way ahead of Mazda here, and I've got to give credit where it's due. The 2026 RAV4 is hybrid only, no gas engine option at all. That's a bold statement, but it makes sense when 43% of RAV4 sales last year were already hybrids. Honda's leaning the same direction, with the CR-V hybrid making up more than half of their CR-V sales. These hybrid systems are impressive too. The RAV4 hybrid hits an estimated 41 mpg in the city, and the CR-V hybrid delivers around 40 mpg combined. That's serious efficiency without giving up space or features. Meanwhile, Mazda's CX-5 launches with just that trusty 2.5-litre engine, and their first in-house hybrid system won't arrive until 2027. That's a lifetime in car years, especially when gas prices are dancing around $4 a gallon in most states. Mazda does have hybrid experience. The CX-50 uses Toyota's hybrid system because they built it together in Alabama, but the CX-5 is built in Japan, and Mazda insists on developing their own system instead of borrowing. It's respectable, but it means buyers in 2026 who prioritize fuel efficiency are probably walking straight past the Mazda dealer. Still, Mazda's betting that some folks will trade those MPG bragging rights for more style, better driving dynamics, and superior value proposition. And that brings us to something most people completely overlook: value. Mazda has been playing the value game brilliantly for years. The current CX-5 typically comes in a couple $1,000s cheaper than a similarly equipped RAV4 or CR-V. Yet when you sit inside, it feels like you paid luxury money for it. That's been Mazda's secret weapon, giving you an interior that could pass for an Acura without the Acura price tag. But value isn't just about upfront cost. Let's talk reliability, because this might surprise you. Consumer Reports has been ranking Mazda near the top of overall reliability for years now, often trading spots with Toyota and Lexus. In 2024, Mazda even outranked Honda in predicted reliability scores. That's huge for a brand that many people still think of as smaller or less proven. JD Power backs this up too, with Mazda models consistently scoring above average in dependability studies. Now, Toyota still wears the resale value crown. Buy a RAV4, and it'll hold value like gold. Honda CR-Vs aren't far behind. But here's the thing. Mazda owners aren't getting killed on resale like they used to. The CX-5 holds its value significantly better than a Nissan Rogue or Chevy Equinox, and that gap with the big names keeps closing. So when you factor in the lower purchase price, that premium cabin experience and reliability that's been proven over and over, it becomes pretty hard to argue against the CX-5 as the smarter financial decision. Here's my take after spending real time with all three of these SUVs. Most people walk into dealers and default to the RAV4 or CR-V because that's what everyone else does. There's nothing wrong with that. They're genuinely good vehicles. But when you actually stack the 2026 CX-5 up side by side with the competition, you start to realize Mazda's offering something the others simply don't. You get a cabin that feels legitimately near luxury. You get sharper, more distinctive styling that won't disappear in every grocery store parking lot. And you get that trademark Mazda driving experience that reminds you cars can still be fun, even when they're practical. Yeah, Toyota has the efficiency edge right now with their hybrid-only approach, and Honda's milking every bit of publicity out of that CR-V hybrid's 40+ mpg rating. Mazda's hybrid delay until 2027 is definitely a miss for efficiency-focused buyers today. But here's the counter-argument. If you want a reliable powertrain that's already proven itself over more than a decade, the CX-5's 2.5-litre isn't a gamble. It's the safest bet in the segment. It'll start every morning. It'll run for 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, and Mazda's reliability rankings prove they're right there with Toyota and Lexus. At the end of the day, here's how I see it. If you want the herd choice, buy a RAV4 or CR-V. You'll get a competent SUV that does everything adequately. But if you want something that feels more personal, something that makes you think, damn, I got more car than I paid for every time you get behind the wheel, you go with Mazda. The 2026 CX-5 is living proof that you don't need a big-name badge to get an SUV you'll genuinely be proud to own. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of underdog victory I'll cheer for every single time. What do you think? Are you ready to step outside the Toyota Honda box, or are you sticking with the crowd? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more real talk about the cars that actually matter. I'll see you in the next one.